You tie the mask on last. The world goes muffled and dark, narrowed to 2 glass circles, and every breath you take from now on will taste of dried roses, mint, and crushed cloves packed into the long curved beak in front of your face. You pull on the gloves, you pick up your wooden cane, and then you open the door and step out into a city that is quietly dying. You are a plague doctor. And almost everything you are about to do today will be wrong. Start with the costume. Head to toe, you're sealed in waxed leather. A long coat that runs from your neck to your ankles, boots, gloves, a wide-brimmed hat, and that unmistakable beaked mask with glass set into the eyes. It looks like a nightmare, and that's almost the point. But every piece of it was designed for a single, specific, completely incorrect reason. You believe the plague travels through bad air. Not fleas, not rats, not a bacterium too small to imagine, but smell itself. Foul, corrupted air rising from rot and filth and the dead, slipping into the body and poisoning it. They call it miasma. So the leather is meant to keep that bad air off your skin, and the beak is packed with sweet herbs and flowers and spices, so that every breath you draw is filtered through perfume. You are, in your own mind, breathing your way to safety through a bouquet. You are wrong, but it's the best theory anyone has. If you're picturing this beaked figure stalking the streets during the Black Death, the great medieval plague of the 1340s, you're off by nearly 300 years. The plague doctors of the actual Black Death wore plain robes and hoods. The bird mart belongs to the later waves of the disease. Rome and Naples in 1656, London in 1665, long after the medieval horror most people picture. The costume we've welded onto the Black Death in films and Halloween shops is historically a few centuries late, but the disease is the same old enemy, and today it's your job to face it, so you begin your rounds. You move through narrow streets where doors are marked, a painted cross, a daub of red, to show which houses the sickness has entered. Bells ring, not for prayer, but for the dead. Carts move slowly through the lanes, and you already know what's stacked on them. You climb the stairs into rooms thick with the very smell your mask was built to keep out, and you find the sick exactly where you expect them. Feverish, blackened at the fingertips with hard, agonizing swellings. Buboes, in the groin and the neck and under the arms. You do not touch them. That's what the cane is for, to lift a blanket, to point, to examine a body from a careful distance. And then you do what you were trained to do. You open a vein and let blood, because you believe the illness is an imbalance to be drained away. You lance the swellings. You apply poultices and dried herbs. You hand over expensive concoctions, Feriac, treacle, whatever the apothecary swears by this season. Almost none of it helps. Some of it makes the dying harder. And you know, somewhere under the leather, that most of the people you visit today will be gone within the week. Because you are not only a healer here, you are a witness. Towns hire plague doctors to do the grim paperwork of a catastrophe, to record the dead, to advise who must be shut inside their homes, to perform autopsies, and, again, to witness the wills of people who know they are about to die and want someone to make their last wishes count. On most days, you are more a clerk of death than a physician, and it is dangerous work. Plague doctors died in great numbers, climbing into the worst rooms of the worst houses day after day. Some towns valued you so highly, precisely because the job could kill you, that they paid you a small fortune and forbade you to leave. And here's the irony. The one thing the costume genuinely did was put a thick barrier of leather and glove between your skin and the fleas that actually carried the plague. It worked a little, just never for the reason you believed. And maybe that's the most human thing about the whole bird-masked figure. The plague was invisible. No one could see it, name it, or understand it. It struck the pious and the wicked, the careful and the careless, with no pattern anyone could find. And when a threat can't be seen or understood, people reach for ritual, for armor, for some procedure that lets them feel they are doing something rather than nothing. The beak full of flowers did absolutely nothing to the bacterium, but it did something for the person wearing it. It let them keep walking into the room, because that is the part that lasts. Almost everything you believe about this disease is mistaken. Almost everything you do today is useless, and some of it is harmful. And yet, when the priests have fled, when the rich have ridden out to their country houses, when families have shut their own sick behind a painted door, you are the one who shows up. The strange leather bird climbing the stairs is, very often, the only person left who will come at all. At the end of the day, you untie the mask. The smell of crushed herbs has soaked into your hair, your hands, the lining of your coat, and it won't leave for hours. Tomorrow there will be fresh crosses to paint on new doors, more bells, more stairs to climb. You don't have the answer. You don't even have the right question yet. That won't come for centuries. But you have a coat, a cane, a beak full of flowers, and the stubborn, half-mad courage to walk toward the thing everyone else is running from. And in a city full of locked doors, that turns out to matter more than being right.